So first thing, you're going to come back to your business manager settings. To get there, you follow the same process. You can click the quick link under this video. So once you're in your business manager page, you're going to come down to data sources because now we're going to create a Facebook pixel. Now there's two ways to create a Facebook pixel. You can create it in the events manager, which we're going to go to in a second, or just like your ad account and a Facebook page, you can create it right here in your business settings page. And to do that, you're going to go to the blue add button, which may be in the center of this page if you haven't made one yet. Once it comes up, go ahead and name your pixel. And Facebook has some easy integrations with famous website builders for the event setup, which is our next step. You can go ahead and add your website URL there if you think you'll integrate with one of those, which we'll see that here soon. If you don't create your pixel here, we can create it in Events Manager where we'll be in a second, but you can go ahead and create it now if you want. And if you do, it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. I want you to go ahead and exit out of this and we'll continue setup in the Events Manager. And if you did just create it right now, another thing I want to add is you want to make sure that you go ahead now and add yourself to the asset. You see how no one is connected? So you're going to go up and you're going to add yourself to the pixel, assign. And then you're ready. Go on to Events Manager. And how you get there if you just created it is when you're in the pixel here, you're going to go to Open in Events Manager. Or you can come right up here to your Business Tools dots and go to Events Manager this way. Once you get to your Events Manager, this is going to be blank because we haven't set up our events to start tracking that activity. So we're going to go ahead and continue that pixel setup here. Now there's two ways to do this. The first is to install the code manually to your site. Now to do that, you're essentially going to copy the code and then you're going to paste the code in the bottom of your header section just below the head tag. This is something you're going to add to every page on your website. Now, if you don't have coding experience, if you didn't code or build your website, do not worry because we're about to get to the easy way to set it up. But if you did manually code your site, this is how you would do that. When you click continue, you want to make sure you turn advanced matching on because this is going to help improve your ads down the line when people give you data by engaging and having activity on your site. And after you've added that code to your site, now we're ready to go to the event setup tool and start adding events. Now we're going to go back because most of us are probably not going to do it this way. We're going to do it through our partner integration. So if you click use a partner, you're going to get to see all these different sites that Facebook has an integration with. Big ones, like Shopify, Wix, and Squarespace. So if you see yours, you're going to go ahead and click it and it's going to give you the instructions for installing your code. It's literally different for everyone, and so I cannot go through each one of these and show you how to do it, but I'm going to show you how I did it on one of my websites very quickly, and it's just going to be very similar for you. So again, you're going to be able to click it either here through your easy integration way, it'll show you how, or you're going to go ahead and install it manually this way. So here's a pixel I created for a website. I'm not doing too much on, but what you can see are these events that I set up: page view, view content, lead, contact. And how I added these events is after I installed the code, I went here to the add events and from a pixel and open up that event setup tool. That's just like the page we were just on. But first, quick, how I was able to easily get that code installed so that I could then come and set up my events was first I come and copied my pixel ID code. And then when I'm on my website builder, I was using GoDaddy for this website. So how I did it for them is I went up to their settings. I came down to Facebook pixel. And then I already installed it. But if I didn't, I would just simply install the code here. And then you're ready to come back and set up events. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I set up events using Facebook's event setup tool. So we're going to come here to add events and from the pixel and open event setup tool. So I'm just going ahead and I'm typing in my website URL. We're going to open the website. And now this is open up my site, but you see all these green icons? these are the events that I set up, telling the system what kind of click or event it was. So for example, if I come here and I said track new button, all these are grayed out because they've been tracked already. But for example, this one wasn't. I could click on it and I can choose what type of event is this. Well, if they're clicking that, they probably want to just view more content or see more. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is for, it'd be a view content or maybe a search, right? So we'll go view content. Now, is this a value? Does this prescribe any value, this click? No. So I'm not going to include a value. And take this field, for example, where a person can input their email address. This would be like a lead, right? So if I wanted to track this, I'd be clicking it and I'd be setting this to lead. And I just did this through all the pages on my website. And once you've gone through and you've added all your events for your contact buttons, for your lead forms, for your page views, if someone's going to check out, you're also going to set what that event would be. You're going to come up and finish your setup. So now let's go ahead and show you a more developed Facebook pixel. So this is one that we have set up on one of my client sites, and we're tracking page views, view content, add to cart, initiate checkouts, and purchases. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and test events. This is what you're going to need to do after you have installed your code and set up your events. Now we want to make sure it works. So how you do that is once you're in your pixel, you come to test events, and we are going to go ahead and test them now. So for this website, I'm typing in the website. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go through a typical customer path. So they're on the website. This client sells customized apparel. So let's say they say, you know what, I like this product. We're going to click on this one. You know what, I'm okay with that color. I like that. They could maybe choose a bunch more, but we'll go to their design tool now. So now this customer have just hit their design tool. So let's say that they go ahead and they customize this. They put this somewhere. And then now we're going to get our price. And so now let's say I start to initiate the checkout by clicking buy now. Now I'm reviewing my order. All right, I'm going to go ahead and initiate that checkout. Now that we've just taken kind of a typical path that a user may take on a website, let's go back to that Facebook Events Manager. And look how it tracked all the events that I just took, starting with the page that I viewed. I checked out that other product, and then I added it to my cart. Then I initiated checkout, and if I had purchased, it would show here as well. All this data being tracked in this way is then going to allow us to optimize for, say, the people who added to cart, initiated checkout, and purchased. Those are the type of ones that we want, and with all these events being tracked correctly, we're going to be able to do that. All right, and that sums this up. So now it's time to go ahead and get proactive. Go ahead and create a new Facebook pixel. Add the code to your website, follow all the directions, do the easy integration, hopefully if you have one, and then set those events up and test them. And once you do, we are ready to keep moving forward.